Hi. Okay, so today I'm going to slow it down again and we're going to do some release work with a massage ball and a yoga block, focusing on the spine. So yeah, you need something hard, a bit like a lacrosse ball or a massage ball if you have one. You can use spiky balls, they're just a little bit more intense. You want it to be relatively hard. And then we've got a yoga block just to support the head, but also to mobilize into the back of the head. So if you don't have a yoga block, you could use a book. Yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to get you to pop your block down or whatever you want to support your head on. So you're just going to lay yourself down on your back with your head supported. Now, you could even just have one hand behind your head if that felt better for you. Your ball, your massage ball, is going to slide in, so it's around the fleshy part, the top of the shoulders, the base of the neck. So you're on one side, so I'm going to start on my left side. And you just want to let it push into that muscle, and we're just going to try and release around that area. So first of all, take the left hand up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. You'll feel your shoulder come away from the mat, and then gently allow that shoulder to come back down to the mat and put some pressure into that ball. Now you feel where you need this ball to be, okay? So you can just wiggle it around until you feel you're starting to work into a part of the muscle that's probably tight. So this is great for tension around the neck, shoulders. If you get headaches, this can help relieve that tension. So we're just using the shoulder movement to put pressure into the ball. Just little scapular reaches. Okay, now we're just going to move it slightly. So you want to try and find another point that feels quite tight, or a trigger point as we would call it. And we're going to change the movement. We're going to start to do an overhead arm movement. Just take it to where feels comfortable. Feel the muscle just rolling over the ball. Just try and relax your shoulders. Keep the length through the back of the neck. Shouldn't feel any pins and needles or numbness, so just take these ranges as far as feels comfortable. And then we're going to move it to another point, so find somewhere else. I'm starting to gently go a little bit further down the left side of my base of my neck and upper spine. And then this time I'm going to do some circles. So now I'm really starting to feel that work in and around the shoulder blade, those muscles that can get quite tight. And you can make your circles as big or as small as you want to. So you could do tiny little circles drawing on the ceiling, or you can take those circles bigger. And then we're going to go one more. So again, I'm going a little bit further down. I'm still at the side of my spine. We're going to go horizontal across the body with the arm. The elbow is going to come out to the side as you exhale. Inhale to come across the body. Exhale, coming out. Find where you need this to be. Should feel relatively intense, but not really uncomfortable. So just work within your limits. Last one. And then release. And just take that ball from out of your shoulder. Just let the block or the book, whatever you've got your head on, just come out. And just lay and just feel the difference one side to the other. So what you should feel if you've released around that neck and shoulder is that your shoulder is allowed it to drop down further towards the mat. So my right shoulder now feels like it's up by my ears. So we're going to do the other side. So bring that head support back in, and you're literally just going to swap it round. So if I turn around so you can still see me, you're going to put the ball back in underneath the other shoulder. So we're going on to the right side now. So wedge that ball into the top and that fleshy area, and then you're just going to start with those scapular isolations. And you might feel one side slightly tighter than the other. So for me, this right side feels tighter. So just work at what feels good. Sometimes some of these tight points can refer up into the neck or into the shoulder. good. This little series is great to just relieve general tension. Two more here. Okay, we're going to move it, so let's wiggle it. Another spot, and we're going into our overhead arms. Oh, this one's tight. So just breathe through it, try and relax. Take the range to where feels good. Doesn't have to be big movements. You might just want to lay here and breathe on it if it's quite intense. Okay, and then we're just going to move it again, so wiggle it down. And then we're going to do some circles. They might be small circles. You might want to take it out a bit further. Work into that ball. Let that ball release those muscles, release that tension. One more spot, so I've started to creep it down a bit further. Arm is horizontal across the body, and you're just coming out to the side and back in. So just watch you're keeping your neck long as well. You don't want to kind of let your chin pop up to the ceiling. Keep equal through the pelvis. Last one. Release it off. Okay, so let's see. Let's just check in with how it's feeling. So lay yourself down. So I definitely feel more equal now. Both my shoulders have dropped down towards the mat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just use this block now. So these types of yoga blocks are great for this. The harder it is, the more intense it is. But you can use a book. And what I'm going to do is just slightly angle the block, so the edge of it is coming up into the back of my head, so like the base of the skull. You're going to hold it there, and then you're just going to do little tiny rotations. And just, again, feel this movement is just sort of massaging the muscles right in the occiput to the base of the skull. Again, these can get really tight, particularly if we're desk working, or if we're stressed. And these are the muscles that pull you into this kind of poking chin posture. So we just want to release the tension through there. You might just want to wiggle onto one bit if it feels particularly tight somewhere. Just keep breathing. Rest whenever you need to, yeah. If it doesn't feel good, just come off. Okay, and then just release. Just really pull out through the back of the head here and just lay yourself down. So you should feel like you can create a little bit more space here. And then we're just going to finish with the rest of the spine. So we're just going to bring the massage ball back in, but this time into like our mid-lower back. So kind of around the base of the rib cage. And you're just going to do little tiny kind of rolls up and down, as if you're just rolling the ball slightly up the side of the spine. So you're not on the bony bit in the center of the spine, you're over to one side, so I'm on my right side. And I'm just gently just rocking and rolling, and you can wiggle it around. You might just find a point and want to take some breaths into it and breathe into it and breathe into that pressure into the ball. Or you might want to go back to those rocks and you can wiggle it around a bit. So I've started to take it down a bit lower now into my low back. Sort of slight pelvic tilts as we come lower down into the back. And we're just trying to release the muscles all the way up the spine. So we've kind of released up through the top, around the shoulders and the top of the head. And then we're just going to take a little bit of release further down so you free up the whole spine. just release that ball out. And you should feel, if you take your legs out straight now, that one side's flatter. Yeah, so you kind of feel a bit more connected. So we're going to do the other side. So pop that ball back in to the other side. So if I turn around again for you, we're going to start with that ball kind of more around the kind of lower rib cage. Again, to the side of the spine. Might just want to breathe there. Or you might want to do some little rock and rolls, just massaging that ball into those muscles at the side of the spine. And then wiggle it down if you want to. Start to take it more into that low back and do some pelvic tilts. Again, just be mindful of how it feels. Just be gentle. It can feel quite intense if it's tight. Last couple. And release. And then just take that ball out. So we're just going to turn over now and just finish with a cat stretch. Again, to take a nice movement and stretch through the whole of the spine. So you're going to start through the tailbone, tuck the tailbone under, peeling up through the spine, and then bring the chin into the chest. And at this point here, really lift through the belly. Then you're going to release the tailbone, slowly unpeeling, releasing out through the spine. Now this time we're going to start with the chin. So the chin's going to come into the chest, you lift into the shoulder blades, the mid back, the lower back, and then you release the chin off the chest, drop into the shoulders and ripple back. And then tailbone tucks, rounding. And then release the tailbone. And then chin tuck, start from the top, slowly rippling through. And then last one, releasing the chin, dropping into the shoulders, releasing the lower back. And you are done, guys. You should feel nice and released through the whole spine now. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back to this whenever you just feel a little bit of need of self-care and release. Yeah, see you tomorrow.